back to Wichita's Biz That Is. I'm Tim Witzman, and our guest today, Paul Bush. Paul, what are things that you wish clients knew or brought to the table when you have to work with them? What would be useful if they brought in their pocket to the discussion?
Yeah, one of the things that gives both the client and us the best value out of that relationship is the understanding that technology is an asset. It's not an expense. It's an asset that you need to manage, you need to maintain, and you need to continually reinvest in. We like to tell people, we think the useful life of a PC is 4 years. Mm-hmm. If you've got a computer that's 7 or 8 years old and you're complaining to us because it's slow and it's not performing well, and the newest applications you want don't work on it, I can't fix that.
There's a message there.
I can't fix that other than saying, replace it. So we like the clients that acknowledge that. And if you look at a network that's got 40 PCs, let's replace 10 a year and have the power users or the highest demand users get a new computer every year or two and just kind of filter those through the organization. The same way you would a company vehicle or your building. You'd maintain it and you'd reinvest in it on a regular basis.
One of the things that is so prominent now, and I don't know whether it really changes anything in your business or not, is the use of phones, tablets, et cetera, the interconnectivity there. What's new about it, or what change does that mean for you and maybe for the businesses too?
Today I think it's a field or technology that's still kind of developing, but where I see it in the next 12 to 18 months is it'll give you or I the ability to work wherever, whenever we want on any device. I think we'll, if you remember back 20 years ago, we had this technology where you had a mainframe in the basement of the office and basically a dumb terminal sitting at your desk. And that's what you did, that's what you used to get your work done.
Sure.
I think we're circling back that direction in the next couple of years. Our industry calls it the cloud, but your computing power and your data will be centralized somewhere. Mm-hmm. Think of it as a data center, a big warehouse for everybody's computers and everybody's data. And then you'll simply connect to that through your device of choice. So your line of business applications like QuickBooks, Microsoft Office, those kind of things will be run from that data center or from, again, what we call the cloud. And you'll just access it from your phone if you need information real quick, from your tablet if you need something a little bit more portable, from your laptop, or even from your desktop. But it'll all be different windows into the same data, if you will.
Yeah, I see value there. I had a smartphone for a while, and frankly, it wasn't worth the money to me, because all I'm doing is communicating. I'm not interested in trying to write my pieces on it or anything. And it's not worth this amount of money to me right now.
But if you could open up that phone and look and see what the budget spreadsheet looks like so you can answer a quick question, or what the business's sales were for last week as you're meeting with your sales staff or something like that. That's where the real value is, having that information in that device or whatever device you want it on.
Do you see big changes coming in what you're going to have to do at this point, or the things that'll change your industry?
I was at a conference a couple of years ago, and one of the presenters there was the president of one of the large data center companies. And the point he was trying to make was that in the future he sees less on-site technical staff. So where our typical client is 10 to 25 employees, 10 to 25 workstations. If you're much larger than that, you tend to have an in-house IT person. He kind of thinks that role is going to die off, because as we move to this era of cloud computing where all of your data is at the data center and you access it from whatever device you want, the need to having somebody in-house to help you with that or to maintain your server really diminishes.
Okay.
We're looking at, in the past couple of years, we've deployed a lot of cloud services for our clients. So we can host your server and your workstations and your applications at our data center instead of you having to actually buy a server at your office. The first step we saw with that in the past couple of years was people moving their email. Smaller organizations used to have a mail server in-house, and they've gone to just having their email hosted either with us or another vendor and reduced that expense. So I kind of see that's the biggest change, is that there'll be less on-site technical time, and we'll spend more of our time with you as a business owner asking, what are your goals, what are your hopes, what are your dreams, and how can we bundle these technology services, whether they're from us or another vendor, to help you accomplish those dreams.
When you started out, what do you wish you had known then? What have you learned that you wish you'd known a little bit earlier?
That business is hard. That that you've got external regulations, you've got internal goals, you've got staffing. I've got a great group of guys working for us, but we have turnover, and it hurts every time I have to.
Your industry has a lot.
Every time I have to replace a technical staff member, it hurts, because what we like to do is assign a member of our technical staff to be responsible for your network, for example, Tim. So you'd have the same person on a regular basis you'd interact with. That kind of circles back to that hopes and dreams thing.
And you lose institutional knowledge of.
Well, if he leaves, I now have to reintegrate somebody else with your business. You have to develop that relationship, and you guys have to get back in sync on strategy.
That's a wonderful place, I think, to finish up on this week's Wichita Biz That Is. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.